Hello, Fightful Faithful. Welcome to another episode of Sour Graps.
The Christmas edition.
The Christmas edition. Kate, this happened to me last night. I was live for like 4 minutes with... There we go. I was live for like 4 minutes last night with 0 viewers. And then they trickled in afterwards. So I didn't want to do that again. So here we go. You're all here. Wonderful. This is my hat for the evening. It's Santa Claus going down the chimney, and Kate is a snowflake.
I got snowflake lights because I wasn't gonna let you be guy with Christmas lights around his neck alone. I got bells on. All right. I got my hat. I got my little Santa scarf, and more importantly, Alex, I have an on-air gimmick to explain to you.
Right.
In this stocking.
Oh yeah, cool.
This is gonna, for everything bad that happened, it's gonna get a piece of coal.
Oh.
Okay. And then in this stocking, there are letters when NXT does something nice that spell out what your Christmas gift that I'm gonna send you is. So if you super chat things that happened that are nice, we will get closer and closer to the big reveal of what I'm going to send Alex. And if we can spell it and there's enough Christmas cheer, we will be figuring that out. But before that happens, I'm going to need you to pick a number 1 through 10, and we'll come back to that at the end of the night.
Wait, number 1 through 10?
Yeah, and I'll explain later.
5, because my daughter is 5.
Aww. You're gonna be happy with that choice. We'll get to it later, but
okay. Good to know.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, I guess.
So this is the coal stocking.
Okay.
This is the good stocking. So when nice things happen, we're gonna find out what Alex's gift is together. But somewhere along the line, we're gonna review NXT. So I guess technically this is your NXT post show for December 20th. Get in your super chats, get in your humper chats, support us on Twitch, and send in your biddies. We always love seeing those big old biddies. I think, the year in NXT doesn't start until January 10th, so I don't think we have to do anything like wrap-up wise necessarily, but we'll probably reflect a little bit, I'm sure, in this holiday season on what a weird year it is. There are people asking about puns. I don't know.
Already? Jeez.
I appreciate it. Can we get a third week out of holiday puns? Like, is there no
listen, hold on 1 second. First of all, and yet all of this makes sense, says Alpha Bill, which is true. we got some people who had apparently puns that they didn't get in last week. It's really Brian says Sleddy Guerrero, Ruby so home alone.
Very good.
Trishmas Stratus, Let It Al Snow, Penta El Cerro Degrees, Snowy Stark, Indi Lou Who, which is really good. Indi Lou Who is really good.
Indi Lou Who is fantastic.
Malachi Black Friday, Becky Grinch, Seth Friesen Rollins. Seth Friesen Rollins is nice.
That's
good. Really good. You'll shoot your Ivar out. And bad Father Christmas. And then Henry T. Casey just decided to jump right in with hold on, where is it? Grayson Walla la 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 Lawler.
Okay, so the answer is yes. Yes, we could do a third week.
I mean, like, if you guys got new ones, fantastic. Maybe we'll switch. I don't know if we can switch in midstream. We might. I don't know how it's gonna work. Remember, our most successful week of puns was when I just mistakenly, through a slip of the tongue, called Duke Hudson Duck Hudson, and 170 puns later. So, you never know what's going to happen. Hold on.
You just never know.
You never know. Hold on 1 second. I realize I'm selling the hat, but I've also tragically misrepresented the shirt. So hold on, the sweater.
Please show us your Luke. Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
It's a pair of caroling snowmen. and you can't see the back of it. And no, I will not show it to you. But there's like the back of the snowman is on the back of the shirt. It's one of those.
Oh my God, do they have a fan time page too?
No.
That you know of. You don't know.
No, it's true. It might be on what is it? Brands only. I'm not sure what the other one was that we were thinking it was going to be.
Brand Army?
Brand Army. Brand Army. The army for your brand. So wait. Instead of Heath Slater, Wreath Slater.
That's very good because it's a double. I always respect the double.
The double. That's good. Toboggan del Fantasma.
That's very good. That's a very creative one.
That's good. I got a whole verse for Hark the Allen Angels Sing. That's really good. Has anyone said Slay Uso? No one has said Slay Uso. There are way more of these than we thought there were. So get back in. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Here for it.
Matthew Plus says put in multiple coals into the coal stocking for your bangs. And then he said,
I will not because it's related to NXT, but since it's actually candy, I will eat one just to spite you, and I will enjoy it.
There you go. A Paco Taco a la fa la 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 Rocco says, I hope every one of you has a wonderful Christmas weekend. After all, mortis the season to be jolly. That's good. Paul Elizabeth says, Tiny Tim says, may God bless us, everyone, but especially the SGS, the Sisters, the Council, Alpha Bill, Team Kalex, and jolly old Chris Pringle.
Oh, my dad coming in with the SGS specific Christmas pun. That is true, too. At the end of A Christmas Story,
right?
That is what Tiny Tim says. He says, God bless the SGS.
JW Pringle says, Alex, the red-nosed reindeer, Kate, the sugar plum fairy, Elizabeth, Council of Wise Marks, ladies leaping of cease and desist, Papa Elizabeth, the big old Santa man himself, loved all SGSers. Thank you so much, JW Pringle.
My dad, because actual Santa wasn't available, did play Santa multiple times. I think at our neighborhood Christmas gimmick. So I have one uncle who now it turns out sucks, which is kind of a bummer. He did it one year and he was really good at it. And then my dad took over. He's excellent. Excellent job.
Oh, Foley Night, your bumps are mighty frightening. They are the bumps of the ones where you lose an ear.
And teeth come out your nose.
There you go. That's very good. The people's champion, Jingle Bell Rock, says Rabbi Joe.
Finally!
The Foley Night one was from Robert Lyle. I don't want to leave that one alone because Oh, Foley Night is excellent.
That really is.
Oh, Foley Night.
Considering how deep in the well we are, like that, this is the third broadcast we're doing with them.
Oh my God, your dad coming in hot. Wait, hold on. When out on the lawn, there arose such a ladder match.
That one rules.
That's really good. That's really good. Tom LaValle says, it's the best show on Tuesday. SGS, let's roll. Omega let off AW Dark, so my night started great. Then I watched Die Hard instead of NXT. Happy Christmas to all. Well, happy Christmas, people who watch Die Hard instead of NXT.
Yeah, for real. Well played. Big Kenny Omega in the same night.
Daryl Fenderson says, broke last week, so here's Felice Navidad magic.
That's excellent, and thank you for opening up your budget for us. That actually means a lot. I appreciate it.
This is a great one. Nick C says American Alpha.
Oh my God! I can't believe I didn't think of that one. To be honest,
or the Alpha Academy. That's where they go to learn to make toys. The Alpha Academy. Chris Pereira says, "Marry the King Lawler." I think we got this one last week, but I love it anyway. Jim Pringle says, "Merry Christmas, you filthy George the Animal Steel."
We did get it, but like it's so good. That one's so good.
Oh, what about Luis Villarreal coming in hot? Mangerous Alliance. Paul E. Mangerously. That's really good. The Mangerous Alliance.
That's really strong.
That's really good. That's really
Remember
good.
when we accidentally did We Three Stings?
Yes. And
that was like a happy accident.
Got to get somebody to make it.
Miracle on 30 Horse Girl. There's something there. There's a Horse Girl Miracle on 34th Street thing. I'm gonna find it.
Chris Mueller says, "I'm stretching here, but Dexter Lou Mistletoe? No, that's not a stretch.
It's not.
That's great. Dexter, we've already said mistletoe is pretty good. Miz and Mistletoe is the name of the show that he's got on the USA Network. So we were talking about things that are great. Here's something that's not great. Lacey Evans. We already got one thing about this. Matthew Plus says, "Replace Lacey Evans with the Cease That Wrestles." I think we can all agree that the Cease That Wrestles, which is her official wrestling name, the Cease That Wrestles, would make an absolutely much better addition to the SmackDown roster right now than Lacey Evans. Yeah. So
the Rockets. It sounds better. I like it.
I have a very close family member who is diagnosed on the spectrum, and I absolutely positive I have undiagnosed ADHD. So the idea that like maybe not. If you're Lacey Evans, I would say maybe not do that, the thing you did today on your Instagram, and then maybe not double down on it is my thing. But that's
please don't quote tweet our boss to double down on it. I'll just, as someone that has ADHD, the way I wish it wasn't real, man.
No,
and it so is. And I just keep thinking of myself as a little kid. My sister's like favorite example of me as a little kid, and I was tested for it, and I passed. When I was in, I think, 4th grade, the hyperfixation thing, my parents would be like, "Okay, go clean your room," and I would spend like hours organizing like my jewelry box. Like you are born with the shit. There are dietary things that can help, but you know how like everybody feels better when they eat well and exercise, like everybody in the world. It's kind of like that. So I found it insulting and not surprising.
True. No, not surprising in the least. I love this from Mr. DXZ, who says, "I'm ADHD and autistic, Alex. I can say that you likely have ADHD." That's how I can diagnose myself there, buddy. Let's get away from this terrible subject because we have
a terrible episode of wrestling.
Nerd Guru says, "Replace Lacey with Tiffany or Sol Ruka challenge. Replace Lacey with anybody." But how about this one? Tria Ripley.
Ooh, I dig it.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That is a good one. Stocking full of coal. Something. My stocking is full of coal. Something. Cody Rhodes. There you go. Right? That's from the Nerd Guru. That's pretty good. Maurice Navidad is excellent. Thank you, Henry TKC. Maurice Navidad is excellent. Superstar Billy Graham's Christmas sermon. So Carmelo Hayes beat Axiom. Axiom's having himself quite a week. He had a match with Carmelo Hayes, taped last week for tonight for NXT, and taped last night. He has a match for Main Event, which airs on Hulu on Thursday versus Mustafa Ali. This match was great, and then they ruined it because they have to ruin things. I would just say, if you're going to position, if you're saying Carmelo Hayes is a guy who says, I'm going to beat Apollo Crews, former Intercontinental Champion, former U.S. Champion, on my way to getting a title match versus Braun Breaker at Vengeance Day. If you say that's what you're going to do with Carmelo Hayes, then I would say you don't have to have Carmelo Hayes' lackey protect Axiom by getting involved in the match so that Carmelo Hayes can win it. And then later on the same program, have Carmelo Hayes come out and talk to Apollo Crews with some bass in his voice, like he actually did something earlier in the night, which he didn't do because you booked Trick Williams to get involved right when Axiom was going to hit his finishing move. So how about you book the match to have a clean finish because you need to have Carmelo Hayes look good as opposed to need to have him look like he needs his lackey to win for him. I am begging the people who run NXT to realize that if you are pushing a heel, they should just win some matches. They don't need to every match cheat because then it devalues it when they do.
The issue is they also don't have faces win matches when they're trying to build them up, so it's kind of impossible.
They just have them lose.
This is what happens when people from the Attitude Era book pro wrestling. Everything has to have it's right up there with ECW. No, it is frustrating, and the thing is, like, I feel like they have not grasped on NXT that you can protect someone without having interference. Like, I hate bringing up AEW because people be like, you're a homer. But when I think about, because I'll say this, sometimes I think finishes in AEW are almost too protected. Not everybody needs to fall asleep in a hold all the time. But I will say, when you see things like Daniel Bryan applied the yes lock and Dax just can't see because his hands are over his eyes, so he can't reach the rope. Yeah. Like, that is a great instance of someone being protected, but it's still looking like a very logical spot in a wrestling match that would force you to tap out to something because you can't see. So how are you going to break it at the ropes? They constantly lean on the crutch of interference. It's a little frustrating with someone who's because Carmelo is legitimately as great as he kind of says he is. Like, those silos grow at the same time, which is not always the case with people. We'll talk about Grayson Waller post-show, who's been carrying this brand on its back, allegedly. But yeah, it's frustrating because it was a hell of a match, too. Like, you knew it was going to be these two are great. I think Axiom also worked main event recently, so it's cool that they're getting eyes on him. Right. He could just do a lot of stuff that's really impressive, especially for we all know there's a kid under there, so it's just very impressive that an 11-year-old boy is able to do so much.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So true. Nick C says El Hijo de Santisma. Not Santasma, Santisma. And Rabbi Joe says slap nuts roasting on an open fire.
Ooh.
Hold on. Slap nuts roasting on an open fire. Lady Frost nipping at your nose.
I want an album of Eddie Kingston covering Christmas songs really bad. Just like his gravelly, I'm going to beat your ass voice.
Yeah.
That would be really fun.
Undisputed Cheera?
I'll take it.
Like Undisputed Era, Undisputed Cheer, Christmas Cheera. Mistletoe Dropkick. Merry Christmas. Very good.
That's very good.
Slap Nutcracker.
I wish somebody would do that to Jeff Jarrett. Hey!
So the match between Carmelo Hayes and Axiom predictably was very good, and then they just had Trick Williams interfere because Carmelo Hayes, who many people believe is the very best wrestler in NXT, can't win matches without his lackey interfering on his behalf, and that's stupid.
Constantly. It is stupid, and because of that, it gets a piece of coal.
There you go.
Oh, that's the good one.
Okay. Well, wait, hold on. Can there be a good thing that goes in the other stocking because the match was good up until that point? Because that's one of the only highlights on the show. Is how good the match was up until the last 25 seconds. I mean, I listen. I get you that there should be a lump of coal as well for the finish.
The first letter in Alex's gift is O.
Oh wow!
I'm having so much fun with this.
Okay.
You only need 3 other good things if you want to make it like perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, that's good. Ryan Sullivan says you'll be shooting star your eye out, kid.
Ryan Sullivan texted me and was like, I don't know how many more puns I got. I kind of went really hard last week. And now he's coming in with this.
Mm-hmm. I don't ever like, would you listen to a John album? I don't even know sure, that's a good pun, but I don't know. Like, yeah.
That's a fine pun.
Yeah, it's a fine pun, but I don't. Yeah, is it Christmassy? I don't know.
Well, because I said the Eddie Kingston thing, I think.
Oh, there you go. That's good. Jesse Ozog says Griswold's Young Veterans. That's really good. That's really good, Jesse. That's really good.
That's excellent.
And the Pink Nightmare Collective. He looks like a pink nightmare.
Oh, that was a deep cut. I didn't get that one right away.
And Eric Fried says, redeem these reindeers.
I mean, I think redeem these nuts on an open fire, right? I think they made that a sweatshirt.
Chris Mueller going in with the French Santa. A WCW throwback. Père Noël dandy. And that was good. Matthew Plus says Stan the Man Slasiak or Sean Slasiak instead of Sean Stasiak. Either one will work out for me.
Honestly, I hate to do this, but like respect where it's due. That's excellent. Let's call it what it is. I don't want to give Matthew Plus the credit, but that's extremely well done.
Yep, this is very good. So Grayson Waller shows up and he's like, I can't believe that Roxanne Perez is the new NXT Women's Champion. He really inspired me, and so I am going to call out Braun Breaker and have my title match tonight. And Mackenzie Mitchell's like, he's not here. He's in North Carolina promoting the Vengeance Day, which he's not. Like, he was at the live show last week, and they taped it right after that show. So while he might be in North Carolina right now for real, like, he's not when the show was taped. So that's a weird thing. He's like,
not in North Carolina.
But Grayson Waller says, I'm going to go and call him out. And if he's not a coward, he'll show up. I know he's watching the show on his phone, so he'll just take a flight from North Carolina to Orlando because he can. He could fly like Superman, and he'll be in here within the next hour and a half, and that's dumb.
It is dumb, and therefore it deserves a lump of coal. It was a bad segment. Because it's kind of like, this isn't the show 24. Like, just don't, it's just lazy. Like, that stuff is so lazy that it's infuriating. They went so far out of the way to be like, he's not here. And then, surprise, surprise.
Now, I have a machine gun, Carl Anderson. Ho, ho, ho. This is great stuff. Okay, the Royal Bumble from Ryan Sullivan.
See, I don't buy at all for a second that his well is dry. These are great.
These are great. These are
you know what he did? He widened the scope.
He also
match format is very good.
Diminished your expectations, so anything that he would give, you're definitely going to think is better.
And if you're giving us money, I'll hype it up. You know what I mean?
Alpha Bill says Chris Mueller, more like Chris Euler.
Hey yo! No, you won't. Stop. That's my favorite thing about Alpha Bill.
He says he'll stop.
He always says he'll stop, and he never stops.
So then he decides he's going to go and ask everybody where Braun Breaker is, even though he knows Braun Breaker is in North Carolina, although Braun Breaker isn't actually in North Carolina, as evidenced by the last segment of the match. I cannot tell you how stupid this whole running thing was. It was ridiculous and dumb and bad, and a perfect microcosm of the way they book Grayson Waller to be ridiculous and dumb and bad. So you're not going like, oh, I really want to see this guy get his butt kicked. You're saying, can you please stop with all of these segments? Not because he's bad, but because the segments are bad. You know what I mean? And that's not how you should book your heels to get heat. Because you suck at writing stuff for them should not be why we hate them.
It's also it's bad enough when it's a trope we've seen a million times, and then for that trope to not even function properly is so annoying. Right. How many times has it been the champ's not here? I'm gonna call him. Oh my god, the champ is here.
Right.
That was I feel 90% of John Cena's title reigns.
Right.
But now you're making time not work. Right. Come on, man.
Yeah. It's here's what it is. Here's how Braun Breaker got from North Carolina to Orlando in about an hour. He just hitched a ride on Santa's sleigh. Because Santa can travel through time when he's delivering his toys. That's the only way he can hit every house in one night. So that's how Braun Breaker was Ron Slakeker. Braun Slakeker.
Well, I love and respect the pun. And I do.
No.
It's very good. And it has an origin story, so that double rules.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I have to ask, if their New Year's starts June 10th, do they not celebrate Christmas until
that's true.
January 3rd?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're just maybe they're hibernating between Boxing Day and January 10th.
That makes sense. And if we're time traveling, why not?
Has there been a Rudolph Ziggler yet? Yes, there has pieces, but
it's an American classic.
Listen, here's the thing. What I want is this. I need somebody who is really good at Photoshop and stuff. We already got somebody who made a visualization of Braun Snowman. And it was really good. I need somebody to figure out, take some of these that you really love, who's listening to my voice, find Kate and I on Twitter, and send us some Photoshop little graphics of all of these awesome puns that you love. And then we who ostensibly probably have a larger Twitter following than you, will tweet all of them out on Christmas Eve and get everybody hopefully sending their own in. Rudolph Ziggler, just a picture of Dolph Ziggler with antlers and a bright red nose. If I was any good at Photoshop, I'd do it myself, but I'm terrible at it. So if you'd like to do it, I think it could be a lot of fun. Anyway, Grayson Waller walks up to Tony D. Tony D says to Stacks, it's hey, guess who got a North American Championship match next week? Now all you gotta do, Stacks, is go talk to Dijak and tell him not to get involved in my business. If he leaves us alone, then he can have the first title match against me when I become North American champion. So you go talk to him. And then Grayson Waller goes up and is hey, have you seen Braun Breaker? No. Well, tell him I'm looking for him. When you see him, okay, Don? And I'm it's just dumb.
Yeah, it is. It's real dumb.
It's dumb. Yeah. Nicholas Starhart has some. Here we go. He says, get ready for some really stupid ones.
That's what I'm here for.
Dom saw Mommy Rhea kicking Santa Claus in his great Jingle Balls of Fire.
Oh, I like Jingle Balls of Fire.
By God, that's gotta be Candy Cane.
Very good. I believe we've gotten it before, but
it's good.
Another American classic.
Come, they told me, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. Von Wagner, come Tuesday, come.
See, that's excellent. Because that's not even just a wrestler's name. Like, that's a whole thing.
Yeah. Plus, I came for the NXT review. Get to it. No.
No, you didn't. Nobody watches us for that NXT review.
Ralphie really wants a Death Rider BB gun.
See? He had so much more left in the tank. He completely underestimated it.
It's so good. So Nikkita Lyons and Zoey Stark can't keep it in the ring, so they have to fight before the bell, and they have the match, and Zoey Stark wins by grabbing the rope when she rolls up, and there you go. Another
heel that probably shouldn't have needed to cheat to win, I would say.
I don't know. I'm not sure if it's injuries that have slowed the push for Nikkita Lyons or a new regime change, because like she was white hot because they were like pushing the hell out of her.
She had her white hots on display. Yeah,
because the hots and tots were out there for everybody, and so that was there was a whole deal where they were like, "Hey, here are a bunch of comments made by really thirsty, horny dudes on Twitter. Let's put them on television." And I'm like, I don't know if this is why you want to really present this character as this. Like, basically, as we said, she should have a finishing move, which is just her smothering her opponent in her cleavage, and she should call it the thirst trap. We said this, and I still stand by it.
I agree.
But it feels like they've just really cooled off on that, and I'm not sure if it's like because of injuries or because they're like we don't, the new people in charge don't think you still need work or whatever. But I fully expected them to protect Nikkita, or just have them protect Zoey. And they tried to do both by having Zoey win but cheat, and it didn't really work either way. So
Zoey's really good though. Like, she's another one. If they don't have a title reign, they should probably just call up. I really keep waiting for them to be like, we're gonna do some sort of tag thing, where we call up all this NXT talent, but because that was pretty good. We'll pull out another letter.
Okay.
The next letter is R. So you have O and R. Those are actually...
Did you get me an orange?
I did not get you an orange. That would be kind of... That would make this whole thing very anticlimactic.
It really kind of would.
That is the correct order, though. I ended up pulling them out, and like those are the first two letters.
Reese Power says, "Jingle bells, booking smells, Theory stole an egg."
Oh, that's so good.
That's very good. I got to tell you, Cora Jade cut a promo. Did she, or whatever it was, and then Wendy Choo attacked her and put 2 clumps of coal in there for this. Wendy Choo, we are going to see a darker side of Wendy Choo next week when they face off. Oh, because Cora Jade made Wendy Choo relive a terrible moment from when she was 8, and now she wants revenge. And it's just like, oh God, really?
Cora Jade just like Roxanne shouldn't have that shot. It should be my shot. Like, no, it shouldn't have, bitch. You gave up the one title that you had because you decided you don't like her all of the sudden.
Yeah.
For no reason. And you've done nothing to really get back there. That's why that got 2 lumps of coal. That was Michael Cole and Adam Cole, both going in there.
Yep.
Not great. Dragon Shoe versus Core should be good. And at this point, like, I don't even want to see it, but I'm also just at this point rooting for Dragon Shoe because I'm like, what is this darker side of Wendy Chu? Like, can we get on with it? Because she's great. Like,
she wears black footy pajamas.
That's it. That's the only difference.
And she has dark eye makeup.
And instead of drinking orange soda, she's just drinking water.
Like she's drinking like Barks root beer. The blackest soda known to man.
Oh my gosh. And Cora Jade has her black kendo stick. This could just be like, this is going to be a dark match, but it's not a dark match. It's just because all of their like aesthetic, except for their skin color, is.
Have you heard there's a wrestling themed horror movie that Chris Jericho is going to be in?
I think I read something about this.
Called Dark Match. Like, I really appreciate the pun and them being in on the wrestling lingo that they would have Dark Match be the name of the movie. I want to see what part Chris Jericho is playing. Like, I don't even think you didn't even watch this version of Sharknado.
I did. 3. This was the one that I saw. Yeah. I saw all of 1 and a lot of 3 because you were like, it becomes self-aware. You got to watch it in this one.
Yeah.
You're like, plus just Chris Jericho gets eaten by a shark while running a carnival or whatever.
Yes, that's true. Robert Lyle says, all I want for Christmas is all you people.
Well, I'm sure you'll be getting many more of those promos.
Brian Sullivan, the Midnight Polar Express.
Very good. It feels like all unfulfilled.
Sure you are, Ryan Sullivan. Jingle All the Way. The faction called The Way.
That's very good. Yeah. That's very good.
That's good. Marisha Showtime says, I don't have any puns tonight, but I love my SGS family along with our adopted parents, the only Alex on Fightful, and MD Kate 444 Life. Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Showtime. And you can send in stuff that isn't chats, like that, that isn't puns. I mean, that's
sure. Please,
we'll take them.
We'll take whatever. Hold on. What's our? We are at holiday pun counter 40. We're at 40
wow.
puns.
We're zipping through today.
We are. We're good.
Feels good.
So I was about to say I don't have a Dom Mysterio impersonation, but apparently I do. I forgot that I came up with one. I remember
your Rey Mysterio one that you don't want to do for reasons I understand entirely.
Yes.
But it's really good. And Luis loves it. So
here's the thing about my Rey Mysterio. It's a little too accurate. That's the problem. It's a little too accurate. Like when I do Grayson Waller, I don't actually sound Australian, but I sound like a cartoon Australian. And therefore, it's funny. And I'm not actually casting aspersions on all Australians.
It's like Crocodile Dundee a little bit, but it's real. It's real good.
It's a little different. So hey, hanging out at the bar at Horse Family's bar, called the Horse and Horse. It's not the Fox and Hound. It's the Horse and Horse. And so they're hanging out and okay. So, I don't know how to explain this. They're all hanging out together talking about how when we win the tag titles versus the New Day tonight, we're going to start having watch parties here. We will be hosting watch parties for New Year's Evil and Vengeance Day. As the tag champions, wouldn't you be defending your titles during the show and therefore unable to personally host watch parties? None of that made sense. And then In walks porn accountant or porn real estate lawyer, as we've realized that she is now, with the porn assistant, and like, take stock of all the things in here, fixtures, furniture, whatever we can sell to help us break even when we buy this place. And it's like, you're not allowed. Didn't you see the sign? You're not welcome here. And I desperately needed the camera to show us a sign that says no Kianas. Just like that's like that's like, you don't actually know The Simpsons. There's a fantastic episode where there's a flashback where young Homer Simpson isn't allowed in a clubhouse because nobody likes him and wants to be his friend. And it says, can't you read the sign? And he looks over there and it says, no Homers allowed. And he's like, oh, but Homer Grundle is in there. And there was another kid named Homer Grundle or whatever his last name was. I forget what it was. And he says, yeah, but it says no Homers. We're allowed to have one. So now next week, I need them to be one Kiana that's there. But we're allowed to have one Kiana. We're not allowed to have two Kianas.
I like it.
So this has been Alex Explains an Old Simpsons Joke to Kate, who never watched The Simpsons. It's a segment we do. So then she says, so a little beej told me that that you were having terrible financial problems. So I looked into it, and it looks like you guys haven't been paying taxes on your bar in like years and years and years. And so I just got the bank to place a lien on your property, and then I'm going to buy it from the bank. And I'm like, oh, hey, they actually, I thought they were going to be like, I talked to a person. I went downtown and I talked to the man in charge, and he told me I could have your bar because you don't pay your taxes. They actually came up with an actual statute that makes sense. That's good. But
the issue for me is, unless you can continue summarizing if you want.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I'm rooting for Kiana James.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Like, you're an idiot. Like, you didn't pay your taxes. She just paid to put a lien on it. She brought the money. I don't know. It seems kind of fair to me. And when she said your family memories don't go very far, I was like, that's actually a really good line.
Yep.
I was like, I like her. Good for you, empowered porn accountant / porn real estate lawyer.
I also love that she didn't immediately agree to the match when it was proposed by
yes, that was the other super smart thing. She was like, why would I agree to that, stupid?
Like, I already won. All I have to do is wait, and I'll buy the property from the bank for way less than it's worth. But anyway, so Fallon Henry says, how about this? Next week, we have a match. And when I win, you leave us alone. You pay off my family's debts, and you go away, and we never see you again. Like, why would I agree to that? That's stupid. Why would I already won? I got the bank to put a lien on your place. I win. And she's like, no, but if somehow you beat me, then we'll sign it over. I love it. She speaks for her own father, whose bar it is. When she says, my dad will sign over the papers to you because I could just make him do whatever I want. And like, I would love it if he's like, I'm not agreeing to that. Yeah. Fallon, Daddy loves you, sweetheart, but I'm not agreeing to, like, I thought you were just helping us by tending bar. I didn't realize you were going to encapsulate us in a terrible wrestling story. Yeah.
My issue with this is the outcome is still Kiana James could not accept the match and get the same outcome as if she wins. Why? I still don't. She's like, wait, let me clarify. You still don't really get anything in addition to.
Right.
Like, they didn't go out of the way to say, like, oh, it'll cost less or it'll be expedited because you won't have to go through the lien process. They're just like, wait, if you win, you get exactly what you would get by not wrestling the match.
Well, I think if you win, you get it for even less than you would pay for it from the bank. So if you would buy it from the bank for like for like, a few grand. You get it for nothing.
But like, she already put thousands of dollars up for the lien, right?
Right. But so, yeah, I don't know how it works.
Here's the thing.
Listen, it's all
that
bad.
Part of it is bad.
Yep.
But Kiana James being smart,
it's
a very good thing.
Okay.
Okay, another O, but that's not the next letter.
Because otherwise I was like, Oro. I don't know what Oro is.
No. There's one letter that you have to get to that makes it plural.
Fantastic. Robert Lyle says, go tell it on the Mustache Mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Kim Gray sent in something, says, hey, you two, not sure if I'll get to watch live tonight, so I'm sending a sour chat. Love you two very much and wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas. My birthday is Christmas Eve, so I'd like to here we go. I bet this is a jukebox, so I'm gonna hey, Luis is listening. She's requesting, so everybody stick around for this later. Finn Balor singing Kenny Chesney's When the Sun Goes Down. So
everything is hotter when the sun goes down.
Lord Kev says, it's a snow day. Yes, it is.
Oh, I miss Biggie. That's a very good one.
Chris Mueller says, happy holidays to SGS. Kate and Alex, you two are one of the funniest podcasters in the game. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I feel like we're extremely serious.
Yeah, just deadpan. I don't even have to watch NXT to enjoy your show. I hope both of you and your families have the best Xmas, and Allie should have a hold called the Cease Crease.
Ooh, thank you for all of that, Chris Mueller. Don't forget, this is important to me. If you have any issues with Bleacher Report, please contact him directly. If your app is glitching out, he's the guy that can fix it at _BR_doctor.
Right.
So that's the guy. Merry Christmas, Doc.
He's the doctor of Bleacher Report.
Exactly. That's exactly what.
That's how I understand it.
Yeah. That's anytime there's the slightest glitch with your paper.
Absolutely.
I should get Cole for saying that. Don't do that.
You should.
And I don't even get to eat it.
Chris Pereira says Brett Scrooged Brett.
That's not true.
That's really good.
Vince
it's not true.
Scrooge Brett.
It's not true, but it's still a fantastic pun.
That is a fantastic pun.
We Three Eddie Kingston's is also very good, Ryan.
Very good.
Chris Pereira says The Nightmare Factory Before Christmas. Very good. Chris Pereira says Reindeer War Games. Very good. All wonderful. Very, very good. Anyway, so yeah, that was that thing backstage. But it becomes very obvious only because of how terrible an actor the Beach is that he's like, ooh, was it me? Did I let slip about the whole financial situation? Oh, darn. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. He's bad.
Did I do that?
Basically that.
That's nice.
By the way, I was dealing with a whole bunch of stuff around the house. So I was watching on delay, and you were like, hey, if you need to catch up, when you get to this part, you can skip this. So apparently there was a Roxy and Booker T segment, and I didn't see any of it. So what was that about?
Yeah, it was just like her new championship reign statement kind of thing. It was actually the nicest thing about this, that I don't think there was anything like too great or groundbreaking in it, but like this is the only thing I've liked that Booker T has done since being on NXT. Like he has such sincere pride in her. Like you could see it in his eyes how sincerely proud he is of her, and we know he's not that great, so it had to be sincere because he's not great at like faking things like that. But
no,
yeah, this is just them trying to turn the new page very quickly over the Mandy Rose thing. Not a lot to like write home about, but this was, I think, better for her too. She looked a little bit more relaxed. But like my takeaway from this whole thing was like, it's so nice to see how authentically proud Booker T was of his student now, like being in this position. It was really nice. I don't think there was anything like, I don't think she like called anyone out or anything. Let me double check my notes. But yeah, it was very nice. It's the only thing I've liked that Booker T has done.
Well, great. Yeah, I don't know. So I feel like it bears a discussion, and this is probably the best place to do it, because when last we interacted talking about this particular show, we were both of the agreement that, hey, something was up with that old Mandy Rose title change. I'll bet she's going to the main roster maybe as soon as Friday. And no, that was not the case. They did not do not that I expected them to, but I also wouldn't have put it past them. Mandy Rose let down the entire NXT universe. No, they didn't do one of those.
They didn't. She was like not really even visible in the footage, which is like not surprising. But it is just nuts because they invested so much time from her.
So much time in that, like it just feels very odd that everything felt very abrupt last week, and even more so the next day when we were like, oh Jesus.
It sounds like it was very abrupt, and because we didn't really talk about it on here, I'll just like not to like token female myself, but like a lot of people have been asking for my thoughts because she was highly sexualized on the show. And it doesn't sound like the issue, while I still don't love it, it doesn't sound like the issue was that she had third-party monetization from sexy photos. It sounds like the issue was that those photos and videos had turned almost or maybe fully pornographic. And so, well, it's kind of easy for me to sit here and say things like, hey, you made her a sex symbol for the past 400 days on your show, and to look at the history of WWE where they were pushing women to Playboy covers and Trish Stratus was on a dog leash at one point. Like, it's very, very easy to tap into how hypocritical it feels to have a problem with the fact that she's making money off of her body and they're not, and suddenly that's where this is. At the same time, there are other women that have OnlyFans accounts that have some pretty sexy material on there that they do allow to happen. And realistically, they are a PG, publicly traded company, and Mattel is one of their sponsors. If they come to you and are like, hey, we can't exactly make an action figure of what she's posting behind there. This isn't great. I understand that has to be taken very seriously. And the last report that I read said she made $500,000 in 1 month since her release. So it sounds like she was like, well, I'm not going to stop. I'm making a killing over here. And all power to her. It's just crazy how much time and effort they invested in her. And then very quickly that got switched, where you and I recognized that something was up, but thought, well, this title reign has had all of its juice. They must be sending him up, was like so interesting because that's a very odd decision to make, right? Like, you are at a point where you're probably getting called up to the main roster soon, or it certainly felt like you could have, but you choose to walk away because you're making so much money through this very not PG way of doing things. So, it sounds like it wasn't like the most contentious thing in the world. It sounds like she was like, well, I'm making a ton of money and I don't take a single bump doing this, so I'm going to go do that. So God bless her. But it is kind of a complex thing because I understand it from the business perspective, but it does also feel a little bit icky and hypocritical, kind of knowing that like her whole title reign was about her looks and how sexy she was. It wasn't even about, we've been saying it for a year, like, yell, put some respect on my name when you keep saying the reason that your champ is hot. So it's kind of a hypocritical, icky feeling thing, but at the same time, a somewhat understandable thing for the position that I don't want to say she put them in, but that they were put in. And I also don't understand why someone wasn't proactively monitoring that because it was paywalled. So I also understand that argument too.
Somebody was.
Well, but it did take a leak for that to happen.
I know. There's the joke going around.
Was the one that snitched. So.
Hey, there's that. Again, it's a Simpsons reference. You won't get it, but there's a burlesque
did it.
a burlesque house in Springfield where there's like scantily clad girls dancing. And there's a point where like, wait a minute, how do you all know about this like secret burlesque house enough to complain about it? And Principal Skinner's like, I was only there to ask directions for how to get away from there. That's Matt Bloom. That was Matt Bloom for sure.
That's very fair.
Yeah. I would say that every entrance that Toxic Attraction made, especially Mandy Rose, the camera angles, the way they lingered on certain parts of the body.
They male gazed the crap out of
her entire persona was, you want to have sex with me, don't you? But you'll never be able to. And that's why I'm a heel.
And a champion.
And well, like the champion thing like goes on beyond it, but like the idea of she was completely unattainable by the viewers of the program, but they wanted you to want her as much as possible. And when she says, hey, I think I'm going to take that and make me $500,000 in a month, then it's a problem. Now, she may have stepped over several lines along the way, but it I feel like you basically turned her into a porn star with slightly more clothing, and then said, but if you take off that part of the clothing, it's not like she was doing bikini shoots where like she was basically wearing nothing, and like with fully on board. And WWE is like, hey, the thing about it is like every time they do, here's the 10 hottest Instagram shots of the week, and they like run it on Raw, and it's just like all these women who are in your employ wearing basically nothing, and you're like, hey, everybody, look at this. But then I understand there's a line, but it's very funny that you walk right up to the line and put your toes on it and say, this is okay because we're making money from it. And it's not okay if you step over the line and you make money from it. There's gray areas there. That's all I'm saying.
There is. And I feel like they should be monitoring this for no other reason than I don't think it would be a very hard job to fill. Yeah. Like, I think there would be people that would take the bullet of like, oh, all right, I'll go look at the content of these sexy women all day. But Alex, there are some people that that didn't look at the photos. They didn't want to pay for it. They didn't feel comfortable, which I respect. But, maybe they still want to have some fun. Yeah. Maybe they still want to deliver their own main event performance. Maybe they want to invest a year into their own situation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Maybe they're not going to be looking at that. And maybe, just maybe, they could have the help of Bluechew.
Is your penis soft? Is it difficult to get hard? Do you have issues with sexual performance? Do you have issues with sexual confidence? Bluechew.com, code Fightful, gives you your first shipment of Bluechew for free. It will help you get a harder, stronger erection. It will make you more confident in your sexual performance. You take an online questionnaire. You work with an online physician. You don't wait in line at the pharmacy. You don't wait in line at the doctor's office. It's prepared and shipped direct in a discreet package. That way, nobody knows that you are getting Bluechew in order to make your penis erect. Bluechew and the code Fightful gets you your first shipment free if you want an erect penis. I'm going to end the ad now.
Oh,
hello.
It's
It's me. It's Scripsy the Snowman.
Oh, Scripsy, how are you?
It's me. I'm doing all right. Listen, I wanted to get in on the fight on all the holiday cheer going on. So it's me. It's Scripsy the Snowman. Fa la 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 la, or whatever they say.
Scripsy the Snowman.
That's the one.
A moonsault.
Yep.
That was great.
Mm-hmm.
He used to wear boas.
Yep.
And pose a lot. And now he's here with Kate. See what I did
great.
there?
It's a really good song there you made.
Thank you. You want to know what's crazy? Is my sister's legitimately one of the best improvisers in the world, and that was the best I could do. That was the best I could do. But Scripsy the Snowman, thanks for stopping by.
It's my pleasure. I wanted to clear the air about a few things. So you might not be seeing me around the PC so much because, when they fired Mandy Rose there for her, her skivvies picks, they realized they didn't want to be hypocrites, so they had to suspend me because I got some what do you call them, nudies out there on the internet. Well, not nudies. It's very tasteful feather boa shots. Feather boas covering all the parts you're supposed to, and that's basically what it is. It's not an OnlyFans. It's a mostly fans. Mostlyfans.com, and so that's where I had all my stuff. I had to take it down. They were like, now Jesse, we did that whole thing with Mandy. We're gonna have to suspend you so it doesn't look like we're playing favorites. So that's why you're probably not going to see scripts on the show all that much.
Honestly, that's just terrible news to end the year with. And on Scriptsmas Day around the corner, it kind of hurts, but I get, you want to make that extra cheddar and you've got boas and you've got your physique.
That's right.
Do you feel like all of this is suddenly perhaps, because I know you dabble, some sort of a conspiracy theory?
Well, listen, I don't know if it's necessarily a conspiracy theory. As I was saying, it's not like a conspiracy theory, like the Loch Ness Monster or gluten-free pizza. It's a different kind of a thing, but I think it might be, and I think, listen, that Matt Bloom out there, everyone say it was, Matt Bloom who blew the whistle on Mandy Rose. It was actually Matt Bloom who it wasn't Matt Bloom. It was Lord Tensai, actually. It's they're very closely related, but he was the one who had the account at Mostly Fans, who saw my stuff there with Lord Tensai blew the whistle on all scripts over here. So that was it for me.
What's funny is I heard a rumor, but I guess it's not true, that it was actually the Hip Hop Hippo. So interesting. Okay.
Oh, it's too bad.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I guess, fair is fair. Doesn't sound like it was as salacious as Mandy Rose's, so I guess it'll be a temporary suspension. Yep. Scripts, what are you looking forward to most in 2023?
I think becoming an NXT champion, along with being NXT tag champion with myself as my partner. NXT North American champion, NXT Women's champion. They opened up the door there for intergender wrestling when they had Rhea Ripley face that little Japanese fella on Raw. So then it's just going to be me versus Roxanne Perez. Look for that at Vengeance Day.
Oh, okay. Well, you heard it here first. A huge scoop. Suck it, Sean Rossap. Roxanne Perez versus Scripts, the mask Scripts at Vengeance Day versus Roxanne Perez. How are you going to counter the Pop Rocks?
I'm going to moonsault out of it. That's kind of my whole thing. All my offense is moonsault based, and also all my defense is also moonsault based. So it's all offense and defense, all moonsaults all the time.
I respect that. And I think when people think of Jesse the Body Ventura, they're like, he's an innovator moveset wise more than anything, I think.
Yep.
Any thoughts on who you would want in your corner?
Well, not
Anybody?
Robert Stone. Not Robert Stone. That guy only manages losers. I don't want that. I don't know. Is Mouth of the South? Is he still out there doing stuff? Because he was really good back in the day. Mr. Fuji, is he around?
Unfortunately, he's not an active talent, I would say.
Well, maybe I could see if I could bring him out of retirement.
I think that's a good goal to have. I really do. And we appreciate any family traditions in the Scripps household.
Well, we like to open one gift on Christmas Eve, and then one gift on Boxing Day, and then another gift on the 27th. Basically, one gift between Christmas Eve and New Year's, and then on New Year's Day we opened 14 gifts. There's a lot of gifts in the Scripps household, but most of the gifts are just one of those coupons for a free back rub.
Oh, all right. Well, very nice. Very nice. Have a safe and wonderful holiday. Mm-hmm. We appreciate you chiming in here. I'm so sorry that Alex had to run to the bathroom during our ad break, and you never really get to see him. It's kind of a bummer. But
ships passing in the night. That's what we are.
You really are. You really are. But
all right. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining.
Yep.
Merry Scripsmas.
But Merry Scripsmas to you too, and a happy whatever.
Oh, thank you. Oh, look, he took off his festive gear, and now he's just back to being old Scripps. Scripps. Merry Scripsmas to all of you guys. I appreciate it. I miss Alex. Any more puns we can go through? Here we go. I want a hip-hop hippopotamus for Christmas. I don't know why. Probably just because it's so ridiculous. But X-Pac and the hip-hop hippopotamus.
What happened?
Oh my God.
My hat fell off and I had to go retrieve it.
Not only did you miss Scripps again, but he was all festive and decked out.
Scripps was festive this time?
He was dressed as Scripsy the Snowman.
Oh my God.
He looked great. We were talking about the hot gifts in his household, 2023 goals. Yep. And I'm so bummed you're not here for it because we got a really good scoop. He's going to face Roxanne Perez at Vengeance Day.
Whoa. Well, like they opened the floodgates of intergender matches last night.
That's what he said. That's what he said. You guys are such synergy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like we share the same brain, I tell you.
It is, but you definitely don't.
No, we don't. Is Slaystack's Calhoun too old of a reference? No.
No, there's never too old. There's never too old. You could bring up Mountain Man Burns, all right, and I'm here for it. You could bring up Gotch, and I'm happy about it.
We've gotten inundated with these, so let's get some here. Okay, here we go. NC Digital says, "Thanks for posting my interview, Kate. By the way, do you want to build an Al snowman? Slamian Ornamento Canes."
I like it. Slamian Sandow would be a good one too.
Yeah. A-Trains and Titus O'Neill's. JDB Pringle says Chocolate Orange Cassidy.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, the best ones are at Trader Joe's. My mom will get them for you.
Tom LaValle says Santos Escobar's Little Helper.
Aww.
That's good.
Santos' Little Helper.
Ryan Sullivan says Christmas Vaynation of Domination.
Like Christmas Vacation.
Meet Normus says I saw the Linder kissing Meet Normus clause.
Oh my God, underneath the mistletoe?
My goodness. Ryan Sullivan says, this is right up your alley. A Dalton Castle for Christmas, now on Netflix.
Oh, both of those things are right up my alley because I'm not a naive little goose.
No. Feeling Dreepy says, I'm dreaming of a Paul White Christmas.
Very good one.
And Ryan Sullivan says, well, it's a big snow.
Very good.
As the big bad snow tonight long.
I like
it. Jeremy sends in Ebenezer Scrooge.
Wow.
Ebenezer Scrooge is really good, guys. Thank you, Jeremy.
Our Jeremy or a different Jeremy?
I don't know. It just says Jeremy. Jeremy says,
oh no, Jeremy Bauman. Okay.
Okay.
That's not. I was wondering if it was.
Ryan Sullivan says, did you know Michael Cole helped Santa? He's in charge of the coal miners. Because everybody's got to mine the coal to give in the stocking, you know?
It's true. It's true. I should see if this came from him.
Jeremy says, I started watching after Deadline. And when Kate did How the Grinch Stole Christmas in the Tiffany voice, it got me hooked.
Well, thank you for continuing to tune into our extremely normal review show. We appreciate it.
And it says, you all are amazing. Have a wonderful holiday. This is a person who's a very newcomer to this ridiculousness. I would say it's not normally this bad, like on a random Tuesday in March, but probably it's going to just keep getting worse until they tell us to stop. So
this isn't a Christmas pun, but it's great. And it's the same thought I have. Jeremy spoken. I have a question, you 90s kid.
Yeah.
You said you really only listened to metal?
No,
when you were like that. Okay.
No, I didn't say that. I said I went through a phase.
Okay, fair. Because grunge is the greatest.
17, 18 years old, I got really into Megadeth and Metallica. And
great choices.
Those were the only two things I think the only two bands I listened to for like 8-9 months was just that. But no, I would say the album I've listened to front to back more than any album in the world is Pearl Jam's 10.
Okay. I was going to say, like, you know how people feel like they were born in different eras? I was off by like 8 years. Like, I should have been in my adolescence terrifying my parents that I was strung out on heroin in a hotel somewhere in Seattle. I'm glad I for their sake, I'm glad I wasn't, but like grunge into metal.
To be strung out in a hotel in Seattle.
Just the dream.
Living the dream.
But like that's where my heart is.
No, this is because this kid grew up in the Pacific Northwest.
Exactly. So well, that's what. Yeah.
So basically, we felt like we were like a 6.5, 7 hour drive from Seattle, but it was like it was our backyard. Baby.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
I just did such a weird run in my life because I grew up in a very small town, so it was like a lot of just kind of up the middle pop, and then I got really into metal in college because our radio station was a metal station, and then like I found grunge almost after that and punk, so I did like a reverse adolescence. Still haven't grown out of it, but I never got into that emo crap, so get out of here, pop punk and emo nerds.
Yep. Luis Villarreal says Krampus Michelle.
Oh, Candace Michelle?
There you go.
Krampus LeRae.
Oh, you could do that one too? Sure. Yeah. Jake Salazar says, simply having a Grayson Waller for Christmas time.
Oh, Wallaful. Very good.
Wallaful. There you go. Oh, of course. There we go. Oh, I see. DNC Digital helping us out. because we were stupid. Slamian Ornamento, like Damien Demento.
Yeah, that's very good.
And then Canes, A-Trains, and Titus O'Neills is like planes, trains and automobiles.
That one I didn't compute. The first one I got. Damien Demento was a good one.
Jake Salazar says, hottest take of the night because I always get backlash, but Alice in Chains better than Nirvana. I won't say they're better. I will say I enjoyed them far more.
I did too, but you don't get there without Nirvana.
No.
Like, Nirvana opened the floodgates.
Yeah.
And I choose Soundgarden over everyone.
Like, there's some, like, the thing about Alice in Chains is that Lane Staley really made that stuff. Like, just the vocals on stuff like Man in the Box and Rooster. Like,
all of Dirt.
You could feel all of the pain that dude was going through at the time. Like it was so, it just sat in him. Where I feel like Nirvana felt like it was almost like, it did feel at times like it was a Andy Kaufman-esque parody of the genre. Like rape me. Like, wouldn't it be weird if we wrote a song called Rape Me and everybody played it on the radio? Like, it feels weird that like that was even a thing, but it totally was. Anyway, what happened?
They killed glam rock, so I give them a lot of credit for that. But like the fact that Alice in Chains had Dirt and Jar of Flies in the same catalog is absurd. Like, that's so incredible to me. Very underrated EP, Jar of Flies. Great listen, especially during the summer.
I would say conservatively, in somewhere in the middle of my top 10 songs of all time, Nutshell.
Oh, sure.
Somewhere in the top 10 songs. My personal top. Is this a wrestling podcast? Outshined
by Soundgarden is like in my top 5. So NXT.
We are an hour and 17 minutes into this thing, and we've barely even scratched the first hour.
But we gotta scoop that Scripps versus Roxanne Perez is happening at Vengeance Day. So
that's true. That's true. JW Pringle says, did something happen with Mandy? Brown hair was a bad idea. Should have stayed blonde. It was all that. That's the whole thing. That was the beginning of the end.
Oh my god, they're never gonna get to pay off Sonya and Mandy.
Nope.
Damn it.
Never. Jake Salazar says, sorry I'm late, Mr. Scripps. Alex got me stuck back in the RDR2, and I totally forgot. The thing that I feel most happy about is that I have gotten a lot of people playing the game again, which means they'll be stuck in it for hours and hours and hours and days and weeks because you can't stop playing that game.
I've never have played video games, and I was looking up spoilers because it's so good. And I found out. We're going to talk about wrestling again real soon, I promise.
Stop lying to the people.
I found out there's a scene where you can let Micah himself. You can't progress the game.
No,
but the scene is...
It's not true. Not Micah. But thank you for...
I'll send you it.
It's not Micah.
With the whole song and Arthur's in the... from what I read, there's a scene where you can let it happen that they added, but you can't play the rest of the game out.
Oh,
well,
but I did not know about that. I did not know about that.
Wrestling.
Jake Salazar says, I promise you, I hate Micah so much more.
You probably do, because the only exposure I have to the whole game is watching Alex play it for a little bit.
Jake Salazar says, Nirvana was music you listen to when you do coke in the bathroom of a Waffle House at 4 a.m. after going hard in the strip club. Don't ask why that's so detailed. It may or may not have happened to me. Wow, Jesus. Okay, so the NXT Women's Championships was actually really good. The three-way.
It was great. It was really great.
And I love the finish. Even though my favorite girl in the whole match took the pin, it actually made sense. Like, I really enjoyed the reversal. I had not thought of that particular hold being reversed the Brett and Owen way.
Yes.
But it totally worked. It totally worked. So
I've been kind of saying for a while that I would love to see more of that with women's wrestling. We see so many callbacks in men's wrestling, especially in AEW, to Brett and Owen. And we saw the 1-2-3 template, 1-2-3 kid template with Jericho. Like, we don't get that depth a lot in women's wrestling. So I'd love to see some of that stuff. But this was like Brett and Owen reversal stuff. This was really, really fun.
Here's
and a really strong match.
There is an absolute, I swear to, I mean, it's probably true of our own Ali C's, but there's a whole generation of aspiring women's wrestlers who probably decided that's what they wanted to do from watching Bayley versus Sasha.
100%.
And it's really interesting to me to see whether or not those women, when they come up, will want to do spots from that match and a direct callback to that match and those women, and see what WWE says about that. Because the in the crossface with a stomping on the hand thing at the same time, I'll never forget that. Like, that was one of the most brutal things. Stomping on Bayley's broken hand while putting her in the crossface was so great. And stuff like that. But anyway,
that was like some of my favorite work Sasha ever did. The viciousness of the heel she was in that. Yeah. So we have an S because that match was really good. So you're still missing one more letter. But so far you have O-R-O-S, but it's not Oros.
Well, it can only be one thing, and that sounds very tasty.
Would you like to solve the puzzle?
No, I want to know what the next good thing is, and I want you to pull it out.
Okay.
Okay. Let's figure it out. Okay. So, there's the so that was a very good match, and the TikTok tag team won. They
did. This was really good. Like, considering
very good,
especially knowing that like everything is thrown together. I just hope that Toxic Attraction does something valuable, because this is the problem when they don't do, they make no creative effort with the division. Is it's like, okay, we've seen all these teams, not Potato, Paxley, and Ivy, but like we've seen, they can't keep trotting out Toxic Attraction every time they want a title defense, right? And they're going to start looking really weak if they don't win it soon. But the match we saw tonight in front of us was really, really strong. I've really come to love a lot of what Kayden has done. Like, I think she has grown leaps and bounds, and kind of a little bit quietly, but their Tatum offense has come a long way. You guys know I love Ivy Nile. I'm glad she's on television again. I hope she starts winning soon, because she's great. She's so great.
Ali C says, I've loved wrestling since 2008. Never thought it was possible for me to be a wrestler and not just an object until I saw that match. That match sold it for me. Isn't that awesome?
That makes me want to cry a little bit. That's awesome.
So that is awesome. It's awesome. Apollo Crews cut a promo about how he lost, but he's going to be back because Grayson Waller gets his shot at New Year's Evil. But Vengeance Day sounds like a perfect place for me to get a rematch with Braun. And then out comes Carmelo Hayes again, acting like he did something. Because, yes, you beat Axiom, but it was like we all saw that you might not have unless it was your boy that stepped in and helped you. And I hate when heels obviously cheat because listen, I'm sorry. This is a thing for me. If you cheat, it means you don't think you could beat the guy for real. So it means you're weaker than you would be if you didn't cheat. Even if you didn't cheat and you lost, you look stronger to me than if you cheat and win. That's why I never understand why you book the guys cheat all the time, because it makes them look like chicken shits, as opposed to a guy who tried his hardest and didn't come up with the victory that night. So anyway, him coming out there being like, "Hey, Apollo, shut up! Don't you know I'm the best around here?" But like, you're not, because you just cheated. So
I'll just say that, like, this exactly what we're talking about is why MJF wrestles so rarely, I think. Because you really can't do that if your cheating's not even clever. Like, this cheating was not even clever. They don't do cerebral cheating. MJF does. We saw it with Ricky Starks a bunch in that title match that we just saw Wednesday, right? So, but it gets real old if you see it all the time, and that's, I think, why MJF is a special attraction positioned wrestler. Other than the fact that he has probably decades of potential if you treat his body right. But all of that goes out the window if I see this guy wrestle every week. He's constantly cheating because he looks weak, and you can only book clever cheating finishes so much before the other people start to look like idiots, right? So it's like then you're making your faces look dumb for knowing this guy cheats all the time and never being properly prepared. So it's a delicate balance. It's something that NXT doesn't even really attempt to balance, which is unfortunate. But I want to see Carmelo and Apollo. So that's something really good to come out of it. I think that match would be fantastic. But it is also like this has happened a few times on both brands recently. Stop telegraphing to me what you're going to do. I know Grayson Waller's probably going to lose, but you just told me Grayson Waller's going to lose. I know that you're probably going to go 7 in the best of 7 on Dynamite, but you just told me by rolling out a ladder match stipulation for the 7th what you're gonna. So it's like, just don't telegraph. That's it.
Yep. There you go. That's great. Anyway.
That gets cool.
So anyway, they have a good little face-off promo, and I guess they're going to fight next week. I mean, I don't think they specifically made it whoever wins that match gets the Vengeance Day match, but they might as well, I suppose. Yeah,
they'll probably do that the day of, right?
Yeah. Coffee with Colin says, "Merry Christmas, my favorite Graps Leers. Love you both. What's your fave holiday beverage?"
Ooh, this is kind of lame because I don't really drink. The Canada Dry Red Ginger Ale Zero is like, it's only here for the holidays, and I love it so much. And one year my mom made us candy cane milkshakes, but you have to grind up the candy canes in the blender, and it ruined our lives. So, and we were all cracked out because there was too much sugar. But that was very, very good.
I love a good candy cane milkshake. Haven't had one in years. Never been a fan of the nog. The whole family of nogs. I don't
think I've ever had eggnog.
It's just too thick.
Nothing about egg. Like, listen, hey, drink egg. I was never let's do that.
It's just there's a consistency and a texture, and they should just call it egg splooge because that's what it feels like. It's not good. So I don't go for the egg splooge.
If you're having trouble with your egg splooge, go to bluechew.com and use the code Fightful at checkout. $5 shipping. Pay nothing else for your first go. So
I also really don't like hot beverages. Like,
really?
Like, yeah.
I'll go for a good hot chocolate, but it's got to be like, that's like I hope it's really cold, and I want something like.
Yeah,
I'm like craving it.
I used to go for like a nice spiced cider, but even that makes me like.
Oh my god! How could I leave Spider out of the picture? That is like my favorite thing in the world. I associate that with autumn. I think like that's an autumnal beverage.
See, like,
but it's like my favorite. I can't have it in the house because I'll drink it by the gallon.
I was either 13 or 14, and I worked on a Christmas tree farm. Yeah, like an actual farm.
Like my dream.
No, it is not, because the job that I had was that the people would walk through rows and rows of Christmas trees that are literally growing out of the ground, and they would carry with them a very long stick with a big red thing at the end, and they would hold it up in the air, and I would see it, and I would walk to where it was, and then I would take a literal handsaw and cut a Christmas tree down as a 13 or 14-year-old boy.
I mean, if you're gonna go to the farm, at least cut your own damn tree down.
No. They pick it out, and not a you pick, you cut. You pick this boy, this child will use a very sharp implement to cut down a tree. Has he ever cut a tree down before in his life? Thank you for asking. The answer is no. So you will be picking out your Christmas tree and then waiting for an hour and a half while this child tries to cut down a Christmas tree.
Did anyone ever help you?
No. I worked for like 3 weekends. I got okay at it by the third weekend. The first weekend, I literally took me an hour and a half to cut down my first tree. And I was frozen solid, and I drank like a very, very big cup of hot cider after that. So there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This was also a friend of my father who owned this Christmas tree. So my dad was like, you should get a job. It is totally giving child labor. It is true. That is what it was.
Yeah, that's like the age where you're a camp counselor. That's not when you should be chopping down trees.
No. I was actually a camp counselor a couple of summers later than that. So that's what I did it in reverse order. I love that that Luis is like, says, first ever playthrough of RDR2. He's talking about this game we're playing. And Luis goes, oh, the Star Wars game. No, not R2D2. RDR2, very different game. He says, that one scene, Alex, you know which one. I honestly teared up because I'm like, man. Yeah, no, I know. Hey, the New Day, like says, you guys can have a future title shot. Yes, boys, but only if you bring us everything on our Christmas wish list. And there's like Kamala's mask, Bart Gunn's trophy from winning Brawl for All, a couple other things. And I can't remember what it was.
Justice for Bart Gunn. Come on, people.
And then they were like, next time you gotta bring us Breeze's selfie stick. So
maybe Tyler Breeze is on his way back.
Yeah.
We know they're not done.
Yes, Money Mark. I did get paid in cash.
I'd hope so.
It was 1993. So I believe the minimum wage was
40 cents.
Maybe $4. So that's what I got paid to cut down Christmas trees, which means I made $6 for an hour and a half of backbreaking menial labor. And so that's what we did.
I worked at Burlington Coat Factory at that age.
Ooh.
No, I was 16, I think.
Okay. It's good.
I was not cutting down trees.
Luis says, good Lord, I am uncultured about the Red Dead Redemption 2. Also, he mentions later, I'm sorry, I don't know who Alice in Chains are. I'm 22. And that's no excuse. Find Alice in Chains right now. Go to Spotify or whatever it is and look it up.
Oh, I didn't want to bring scripts in. I just wanted to take myself off camera because I love Luis and I'm so disappointed in him.
Yeah, it's true. So Orion Ben
Stop listening to what's on the radio. Go listen to Legends and Music.
Yeah. Orion Ben says, in with the New Day segment, what rare wrestling item would you want for Christmas? Enjoy the holidays, SGS Society and Team Kalex. What rare wrestling item would I want?
CM Punk's bullhorn. Do I have everyone's attention now? That's it. That's it for me.
I don't know. I don't know if I have anything.
I don't even know who your favorite wrestler of all time is. Is it Bret Hart? It should be Bret Hart.
I never really got around to like being like a fan of a guy. When I was first getting into it, I was just like, this is awesome. The idea of wrestling was awesome. And
then you turned 8 and you were like, this booking sucks. I have to go fix it.
I didn't actually watch my first wrestling match till I was like 17, 18 years old. I don't know if there's like a specific piece of wrestling lore that I would want, I don't know.
Who is Linda's top? Like, who's Linda's Mount Rushmore?
I have no idea.
Well, can you ask her?
I don't even know if I did. I hold on.
This is the freaking Christmas episode.
Listen. Okay, I don't even know. Listen.
Yo, listen.
My Mount Rushmore, of course. Rick Rude, ravishing Rick Rude. Let's see who else. Rick the Mortal Martel.
Oh my goodness, with the cologne and the cards and the
with the things and the things. And who else was in there as well? Who else just made my heart go a flutter?
What about the Eddie Gilbert, the hot stuff? He was so hot.
It was the hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert. It's true, but Adrian the Adonis.
Oh my goodness, when he was in the tag teams with the and the Tito Santana.
Yes. Yep, and of course Jesse the Body Ventura.
You don't even put Dusty Rhodes, who you had an affair with, on your Mount Rushmore?
Listen, he's wonderful. He might be 5, but he's not beating Jesse the Body.
Was it the Boas?
Of course it was the Boas. You know what? I think that might be one of the things that I would like from the wrestling lore would be a wonderful Jesse the Body Ventura. Like I would, if I could get like 3 or 4 of them, I'd tie them all together and fashion them into a shawl. You know.
Oh my goodness.
A feather boa shawl.
You would wear it so well.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know who you're talking about here, but this is me. I'm different now. This is a different person. So, Luis says I need LA Park's broken chair from his match versus Goldberg.
You need a copy of the Dirt album by Alice in Chains before you even do your homework before you get your rare wrestling items, sir. No, just kidding.
Elektra Lopez defeated Indi Hartwell.
Are you sticking around? Linda?
Yeah, so I'll be here for a while. Why not? Okay. So Elektra Lopez, she found a pair of brass knucks in the turnbuckle. That's where I always leave my brass knucks.
Of course.
And then she used them to smash Indi in the forehead with them. And the referee was like, "Oh, I just saw that happen, but I'm assuming that a non-loaded fist knocked out Indi Hartwell, and I'll just count to 3 because that referee is stupid." And then
I am so sick of burying referees that I'm putting Cole in the stocking of the next.
Wonderful. Then Elektra Lopez hid her brass knucks right in their brassiere, right by the side boob, like she lifted it up, put it in. It was almost an wardrobe malfunction. Then she put it in there, and it was good. So I guess we're getting Elektra. Are we getting Indi called up now, or is that a thing we're gonna do? I don't know.
I would hope so. And you got Elektra Lopez putting stuff in her bosoms.
Yes, well. Listen, there's certainly ample enough to hide, but you could hide a whole fleet of brass knuckles in there.
Do you think that's where the William Regal keeps his?
I do. I think right underneath. You got to lift up and then pull out. So, there was a Chase U Christmas party. You got to respect Thea Hale. She's living the gimmick even on the Twitter.
She legitimately tweets like she's on the cocaine. And I find it hysterical. I do.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Hold on. We got some more of these little these puns. We got puns. Feeling Dreepy says, "Oh, come all ye Fightful faithful."
Oh.
Deck the Scott halls with boughs of Crash Hawley. Joy to the world heavyweight champion.
Get it? It took me a moment. It took me a moment.
Yep, I could hear
world
the gears turning.
Heavyweight champion.
I could hear the gears turning. Yep. Big 360 sends in the bits on the Twitch.
Oh my God, we love the Twitch bits. I'm still not sure what the Twitch is, but my nephew is obsessed with it.
Cole Cabana.
Boom, boom, Cole Cabana. I love it.
Boom, boom, Cole Cabana.
instead Tom Lavelli says instead of the Gunther, it's the Grinchster. And then it was Ludwig Klausler and Giovanni Vixen. It's the Imperiums.
I love that with the Imperiums. I could hear like the Gunther theme playing with those puns. I liked it very much.
Yes, I miss the old Gunther theme. Don't you?
Oh, I miss it.
That's wonderful.
Well, you're a doo-doo prodigy, as we've discussed.
I am a doo-doo prodigy. I'm a prodigy at the doo-doos. But did you hear the Master of the Doo-doos is coming back on December 30th?
I did hear that, even though I couldn't see it.
The John Cena coming back on the 30th. He's going to be in the Tampa, Florida. The same with the Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline.
In the Tampa, Florida, indeed. We have so many friends in the Florida during these winter months.
We do. All those snowbirds can't take the cold, so they get out of the Hell's Kitchen. They do.
You go walking at the mall, you warm up, you have a Cinnabon. It's not that bad.
That's right. It's not. Listen, it's not rocket science.
It's not.
Jamie Pringle says Kurt Angle's milk truck and cookies for Santa. Mercado the ODV says Jingle Bell Rock and Roll Express.
Oh, very good. We love that one.
And Robert Lyle says it's a Mr. Wonderful life. A Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff life. Tom LaValle would like the Rick Martel's atomizer called Arrogance. If he was going to get that
goes back to the rare keepsakes.
There you go. There you go. Now, the Alba Flyer can't seem to catch a break because the Isla Dawn ambushes her on the way to the ring by blowing powder in her face. I don't know if it was like foundation or what. It was a different color than my foundation, I'll tell you that. But I don't know. Alba Flyer seems to be like maybe she would use the bright red foundation. But they finally clear her and let her go down to the ring. And then she's going to go down to the ring, but then she's attacked by the Isla Dawn again. And I'm just like, listen, dear Santa, for this Christmas, I've been a good girl all year long. No, I haven't.
So bad. You were so
I haven't. No, I haven't. But if I were a good girl, I would ask for this. Please bring Alba Fire to the main roster to get her away from all of this BS. Because I'm tired of it.
I agree entirely. I don't understand why they had Sol Ruka come out first. That was very weird that you
listen. Here's the thing about it. I actually prefer it because every time you have somebody come out for a match and then they get attacked before the match happens, we never find out who they were going to have the match against. Was it just going to be like?
You could announce it.
You could.
I guess she got paid,
but they never do.
Get that big.
She won via forfeit, so she gets to hit the pay window, and that's the most important thing.
Oh, we love the pay window. The pay window for the Linda.
That's right. That's really it. Really it. Orion Ben 666 says Isla Dawn is evil. Shared Delaware. Prove me wrong.
I simply cannot prove you wrong. I've never seen them in the same room. Have you?
No, I have not. Here we go. So, do you think Hank Walker owns any other clothes?
I think his wardrobe is like Doug Funny, where it's the same outfit, but he has it 27
He just has 7 shirts that are the same shirt.
I'd have to believe it.
And 7 pairs of jeans that are the same jeans.
Because otherwise he'd either smell bad, which is very possible in wrestling, or he would be washing it so much those clothes would fade, and it doesn't seem like they're fading. So I'm assuming he has multiple sets of the same clothes, but should go to a Champs outlet. They have the best deals on the sweatpants. Go to the Champs, get yourself a pair of sweats just to roll around in. But I do like this for the Drew Gulak. In fact, I like it so much. We'll complete the picture.
Oh my goodness.
I got something for the Alex.
Did you?
I did.
Nothing for me? That's terrible. I feel so left out.
I'm going to tell you at our canasta. what I got you for Christmas.
All right. Okay, good.
I got him Oreos. But I didn't just get Oreos. I got his favorite Oreos, I think.
Oh, yes. Those are them. Those are them. Those are my favorites. Those are his favorites.
The reason I asked you to pick a number was I will get you 5 boxes. No, I will send them. Because last time we talked, you said they only come out at Christmas.
That's
and I have
true.
some family members that get me Oreos, but they don't get me, the hallmark of the holiday season.
Yeah.
And they're limited edition, so then they run out and you don't have them.
That's right.
We're gonna get you 5 boxes, and we're gonna send them your way.
It's wonderful. You know what you got. You know what you got for Alex. You got him diabetes, and that's the gift that keeps on giving. So
it's true.
It's true.
It's true.
So anyway, so Drew Gulak.
Drew
is going to train Hank Walker, which feels like a thankless task. It is a Hankless task because I here's what you should train him to do: pick out a different outfit for once. I don't know if Drew Gulak could join those boys in the Fab Five, the Queer Eyes, but they should go to Hank Walker and be like, listen, you wear the same baggy button down for every show. Perhaps try a nice blazer or something.
I love that Jonathan Van Ness. We love the Queer Eye. I'm going to give it a Cole because Hank Walker's wardrobe is not very good.
No.
It's filling up at NXT. You've been very bad this year.
Of all the gentlemen in the PC who I would like to see Drew Gulak work with heavily, Hank Walker not among them. Let's just say.
Do you think this is perhaps a situation where he's really training people? And they're giving us a peek behind the curtain?
Oh, sure. Indeed. But listen, I believe I know this Hank Walker. Not literally, but I believe I know. He's one of those guys who was a failed collegiate football player because he's got bad knees. So let's just bring him in there and train him how to throw a lariat, and then we'll just figure out how to do whatever he, it's right.
I'm breaking kayfabe because I think this is our newcomer, which means he probably has no idea who Linda and Sheila are, which makes this so much better. But he should, because they're legends in their own rights.
I mean,
they've been
come
here
on.
since day one.
No, listen, you can't stop watching because this is basically crack for your eyes. You're addicted. You'll never give it up. So you just stop trying.
So true.
Yes, true. Anyway, so like I want to see Drew Gulak do more things. I just don't need him training a big stiff who's never going to be anything. Because when I look at Hank Walker, I see a big nothing. So that's just my thing.
I don't think he's going to be worse than the Von Wagner. I'm willing to let it play out.
How low are we setting the bar? Is it at the bottom of the Marianas Trench? Because if so, true. He will be higher than that bar.
It's at the core of the earth.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway. Hey, here's something that I don't know. I've always had one of those, what do you call it, hypotheoses. And was that what they call them?
I believe it's a hypothesis.
Okay, hypothesis. I've always had the hypothesis that the New Day can get a good match out of literally anyone. And I would like to report, according to the match tonight, the answer is yes. Somehow they got a good match at a double vest in the beach, and you'll never, ever get me to admit how, but it's possible. I don't know. They even got a good match out of them when the porn accountant was sitting out there in the front row making eyes at the beach the whole time, and he had to work that gimmick as well. But I mean, I honestly thought there was some really good stuff here. Did you know that the double vest could do the moonsault? Because I did not know the double vest could do the moonsault.
No, I only thought Jesse the Body Ventura could do moonsaults and perhaps the Io Sky, but I did not know that. This was better than I thought it was going to be. Again, I would say the same with the men's as the women's. We are running out of tag teams. to trot out there for title shots.
We certainly are.
Especially because they had the UK title shots too. So it's just like they're constantly getting title shots and they're not actually that great. And the stories aren't that great. So it's like these guys just get shots at the title for existing, which is kind of frustrating.
Yeah. Well, no, they remember how they got the title shot? They said the Pledge of Allegiance.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore they got a title shot. So the New Day won. There was an amazing here's I will say this. If you're gonna have 2 tag team title matches on the same night,
two tag
team title matches on the same night.
Call it Tag Team Tuesday.
They could call it Toodle-oodles. I don't know what they want to call them. Toodles. They could call it Toodle Tag Team Toodles. But a double shot, a tag, whatever. So if you're going to do that and you have the first match end because one person gets shoved off the top rope to the outside, leading to the finish of the match. Perhaps in the other tag team title match, maybe don't have the person on the top rope get shoved to the outside in that match as well. Perhaps you could say, I am agenting match number 1. You are agenting match number 2. How does the finish happen in your match? Oh, that's the same thing we're doing for our match. Perhaps we should confer, and one of us can change their match.
You know, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together because I was so distracted by the fact that the double vest and the beach had a good match.
It's true.
I didn't even put that together, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Anyway.
But actually, both tag matches tonight were really strong because that triple threat was great, and this was by far their best match, and the New Day is the New Day. So, my goodness.
I will say the double vest took that poison Rana very well for a big man.
He did.
And it was wonderful. You know, we had what does Woods call his thing when he goes the coast to coast elbow drop? Because it was wonderful.
Oh, what else he call that?
I don't remember what he calls
it.
Anyway,
fantastic.
Here's what's not wonderful. Braun Breaker broke the rules of time and travel to get from North Carolina. Just keep as much coal as you got, put it in there. To get from North Carolina to Orlando so he could rush the ring to take on Grayson Waller. And then he spears Grayson Waller, who was wearing a big puffy jacket, and under the jacket, he's wearing a Kevlar vest. Now, of course, this is an homage, or I believe it's pronounced homage. It's a homage to Bret Hart, who was wearing a steel plate under a hockey jersey that the Goldberg speared. And here's the thing. Bret Hart remains to this day one of the smartest wrestlers in the history of the medium. Always countering everything, had a counter for everything else, thought ahead, scouted his opponents. Very smart guy. Knew that Goldberg only had one move and was going to try the spear eventually. Okay? So he thought maybe I'll wear a metal plate under my hockey jersey and I'll knock out that stupid Goldberg fella. It angers me that after all this time, with major players in WWE for years using spears as finishers, we finally have the guy who's smart enough to watch film of one of the most iconic moments of late 1990s WCW and say, hey, I'm going to try that on my opponent, a guy who spears a lot.
I believe this is the anniversary of that spot, too, because that was trending on Twitter before. I think it is.
Okay, wonderful. It's a homage to that particular thing.
It is.
But, however, does it have to be the Grayson Waller? I don't believe he's got 3 brain cells to rub together. The idea that he would think of doing this kind of feels like it's a stretch, if you will, to me.
It's kind of like not liking the food and complaining the portions are too small. Like, he doesn't come across as smart, but then when he does smart stuff, I feel like I can't also complain about that because maybe he's finally getting a little smarter. What I hated was this promo taunting him. I thought it was so stupid. It made no sense. I've been carrying this.
It makes Braun look stupid.
It makes Braun look really stupid. Like just from
all you got to do is wait like 2 weeks and then beat him up. You don't have to like do this.
That was smart that Kiana James did. This was the opposite of. I also hate that Grayson Waller said that he's been carrying the brand on his back. You have absolutely no evidence of that. You won one contendership match and you jumped off of ladders and stuff. Braun Breaker has been the champion the whole time. So it's so inconsistent for you to come out and say that you're the one that's been carrying the company and like carrying the brand. I hated it. I hated all of that. It made no sense. And isn't even something that a heel like him should be saying because he shouldn't care about the brand. He should care about himself and only himself.
Right. Yes.
And Braun responding to it, other than the fact that he was supposed to be in a different state, is really stupid. Why you didn't just have him appear via Titantron?
I don't know.
To set it up, like this was so stupid. I was really nervous they were actually gonna like. If it wasn't 10:01 when this match started, like this whole thing started, I would have been very nervous they were actually going to pull the trigger because that felt rushed the same way the Mandy Rose thing felt rushed. But this was just not good creative where that had an end game that needed to happen immediately.
All right. 2 things to Jeremy Bowman. Number 1, you're welcome. Number 2, if you had gone to bed 10 minutes ago, you would never have Homegi.
You ought to stick with it.
This is why you got to stick around all the way to the very end.
It is so true.
Yep.
Orion Ben brings up a very good point. How did Braun even see the promos?
Apparently, this is the thing. If he was traveling, if he was, as we said, Braun Slakeker, and he was traveling around on Santa's sleigh, presumably Santa is driving, so he can watch on the 5G on his phone. He could stream, I
have one of the flip phones.
On the USA app. Listen,
I buy my minutes.
My nephew keeps bugging me about the 5G. I was like, listen, a year ago it was the 4G. Before then it was the 3G. Wake me up when it gets to the BGs, because that's what I remember.
Oh my God, the BGs. Night
fever, night fever. I love the BGs.
I know you sound just like them.
Listen, I used to be able to hit those notes, but I can't. Staying alive. I can't hit the notes anymore. Well, back in the 70s, I could hit those notes, but I can't do it.
That was before there was a pack a day involved.
That's true. Anyway, so so there you go. So there you go.
But even if so, he showed up in a limo 3 minutes after Grayson Waller came out. Like, that was weird.
Yeah, that was very odd. A perfect timing, of course.
Yeah.
If he had shown up a couple of minutes later, then we never would have seen the whole thing,
No, they abused that overrun.
Just so dumb. Lord Kev says, the first Noel Foley.
Oh, very good.
Noel Foley. And Meet Norma says, how about the Shawn Michaels old tag team, the Rockers, around the Christmas tree?
At the Christmas party house. Very good.
Much love to all you people. Happy holidays from Meet Normus. Happy holidays from my friend.
Happy holidays. I wonder who your New Year's kiss is going to be.
Jake Saws us staying alive. I can't. I don't know what you can't. Those are the lyrics. So
those are the lyrics. Staying alive.
You can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man. No time to talk.
Well, that's just how you prefer it.
This is the thing.
Very little talking.
The problem is that I always have time to talk. That's all I do constantly. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to Brenda. I'm talking to anybody who'll pick up the phone.
I mean, yeah, but we also, with Brenda, we mostly do the walk and talks at the wall.
That's true.
And quite frankly, when my cardio is going, I can't walk that much, so I prefer if you fill the space.
That's true. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So Tom LaValle has sent in a holiday pun. So here we go. Sing repeat for the end. Okay, here we go. Here we go. What is this here? Heart the Allen angels sing. Glory to the Kylan King. Peace on earthquake, Wayland mercy mild. Gotch and Sin Cara reconciled. Joyful all League of Nations rise. Join the triumph of Scorpio Sky. With Angelico proclaim. Christ Matthew born in Beth Phoenix. Join the wife and so sing. Christ Matthew born in Beth Phoenix.
That was excellent. There was so many references, and I never even knew Beth Phoenix was Chris Master's mom.
It's true. Luis Polito said, Ali C says, Coco, beware are you Christmas?
Oh my God. You know what? You know the question that we had about rare keepsakes? If Frankie the McCaw was still alive.
Yes, it would want Frankie McCaw.
But he died in a house fire. Did you know that?
He did. It's so tragic.
It's terrible. There's a digital guest book that you can sign. I did a deep dive on Coco's bird.
We are at 69 holiday puns.
No more. We're reading no more.
Okay. Chris Mueller sent another sandwich chat over here. Let me read some here. Slay Wyatt and Snow Dallas.
Oh, Snow Dallas is very good.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Michael Dammit says, I suck at all things puns. Here's the money. So that was very nice of Michael Dammit. Here we go. Chris Mueller says, the 12 days of WrestleMas. 12 sons of a plumber plumbing. 11 Roddy Pipers piping. 10 luchadors leaping. 9 Funkadactyls dancing. 10 Jade's ass kicking. 7 rich swans a swimming. 6 baddies slaying. 5 war games rings. 4 falling angels. 3 French Canadian destroyers. 2 Angelina loves. And a Bret Hartridge in a dungeon. Happy holidays, everyone, from Chris Mueller.
Thank you so much, Chris Mueller. That was excellent.
Okay, so we got a few in the jukebox here.
We juking?
We're juking. So When the Sun Goes Down by Finn Balor is requested, I believe, by Kim Gray. I think that's what it was. Let's see here. That's Finn Balor. Okay. Suntan toes, tickling the sand. Cold drink chilling in my right hand. Watching you sleep in the evening light. Resting up for a long, long night. Because when the sun goes down, we'll be grooving. When the sun goes down, we'll be feeling all right. When the sun sinks down over the water, everything gets hotter. When the sun goes down, yeah. You're a bad water. The sun goes down on. Good.
That was very good.
Okay, J.W. Pringle wants you to pick who sings Father Christmas by the Kinks.
I'm looking at who else is in the queue.
We got a Linda. We got a Dominic Mysterio. We got a Nathan Frazier.
We do. Let's go William Regal. Father's very formal feeling.
Okay, Father Christmas.
Oh, no. I'm going to call an audible. I think Axiom. I know the song. Okay. Axiom.
All right. Okay. Here we go.
When I was small, baby Santa Claus. Oh, I knew it was my dad. I would hang up stockings and Christmas. Open my presents and I'd be glad with the phone time for a call of Christmas. I told I said it's fun to stock, but a king came over and mugged me and knocked my reindeer to the floor. They said, Father Christmas, give us some money. Don't mess around with those silly toys. We'll beat you up. If you don't hand it over, we'll want your bread, so don't make us annoyed. Give the toys to the little rich boys. Don't get my brother a Steve Austin outfit. Don't get my brother a cuddly toy. We don't want no Jigsaw Monopoly money. We don't want the real McCoy. Father Christmas, give us some money. We'll beat you up if you make us annoyed. Father Christmas, give us some money. Don't mess around with those silly toys.
I'm kind of disappointed because I could tell what you were saying for parts of it, but we'll take it.
All right. Well, excuse me. Okay. So Orion Ben and It's Really Brian have sent in the same song to be requested. Nathan Frazier and Regal will duet Christmas Time in Hollis, Queens by Run DMC.
That's awesome that we have two that are the same when it's like kind of a deep cut.
Yeah, it's good.
It was December 24th on Hollis Avenue after dark, when I seen a man chilling with his dog in the park. I approached him very slowly with my heart full of fear, looked at his dog. Oh my God, little reindeer. But then I was illin' because the man had a beard and a bag full of goodies. 12 o'clock had neared, so I turned my head a second and the man was gone. But he must have dropped his wallet smack dead on the lawn. I picked up the wallet, but then I took a pause, took out the license, and it cold said Santa Claus. $1 million in it. It cold hundreds of G's, enough to buy a boat and a matching car with ease. But I'd never steal from Santa, because that ain't right. So I'm going home to mail it back to him that night. But when it got home, I bugged, because under the tree was a letter from Santa, and the dough was for me. It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens, it is. Mom's cooking chicken and collard greens, rice and stuffing, macaroni and cheese, and Santa puts gifts under Christmas trees. Decorate the house with lights at night. Snow's on the ground, snow white, so bright. In the fireplace is the Yule log. Beneath the mistletoe is we drink eggnog. Oh, the rhymes that you hear, all the rhymes of Darrell's. But each and every year we bust Christmas carols, and Bob's your uncle.
It's the best one. I'm sorry. I love it so much.
I know, and I'm sure you do.
I ate too much coal. I don't feel good.
Well,
my tummy hurts. I got a tummy ache because the coal was actually chocolate, and I ate too much of it, and now I'm all sugar high, and my tummy hurts.
So Lake Jigsaws are once Linda singing "It Was Christmas." I wish it was Christmas today. Is this the one?
I wish it was Christmas today.
Good. It's the right.
Is it that one?
It's the right one. Yep. Hold on.
I don't care what the neighbors say. Christmas time is near. I don't care what anyone says. Christmas is full of cheer. All I know is that Santa's sleigh is making its way to the USA. I wish it was Christmas today. Hey, I wish it was Christmas today. Hey. I don't care about anything else. Christmas is almost here. And I don't care what the newsman said. Christmas is full of cheer. I don't care about anything except hearing those sleigh bells a ring-a-ding-ding. I wish it was Christmas today in the good old USA.
I made myself so dizzy. I don't think my chocolate tummy ache helped when I was...
No, probably not. Probably not.
Oh no.
Luis Polito, what is that? No, A Shock has requested via Luis Polito. Dom Mysterio singing Rhea Ripley's theme. I guess this is her new one, right? No, it's her old one. Is it a new one? Oh, I don't know what it is. There you go.
Again, this is Dominic Mysterio. A perfect impression of Dominic Mysterio. Here you go. Ready? I eat, sleep, bleed. The demons in your dreams. Mommy, I eat, sleep, bleed. Look at my eyes. Do they look alive? Alive. Look at my eyes. This is do or die. Die. Look at my eyes. Do they look alive? Oh, mommy, it burns. Oh, my eyes. Oh, good. Thank you.
I forgot that was your Dom impression.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It's very good. It's quite good.
Oh, here we go. Nicholas Start sends in more puns. Winter from TNA. Best of 7 fishes. Extreme Yules. Christmas pickle. Your poison match. Pick your pickle, your poison match. Tis the Allie and Emily see sun to be jolly. The season to be jolly is pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Excellent.
I feel like I wrote more, but I forgot what I wrote. He says, because he was sending this in because we missed a Humper chat, which is
I'm sorry that we missed it. It's a lot to track down like 100 puns a show, so
Jake Salazar says, Kate, I really love you so much. I was hoping you or Alex would do the NSNL Jimmy Fallon dance.
Oh, of course.
It had to be you because I was the one who was singing.
I have a friend who did that as a family Christmas card. It was just like him and his siblings, and that was they did the whole video. It was so much fun.
Nicholas Starhart said, why did you make Dom Mysterio into Neil Goldman from Family Guy? Shame on you. He's Jerry Lewis. And this is why, because a couple of weeks ago when he got Asuka's mist in his eyes, he was backstage literally going, Mommy, it burns! Mommy, ow, my eyes, Mommy, it burns. Which to me sounds like, Mommy, my eyes, oh, I got the thing in them. And so this is the key to my impressions are, here's what they actually sound like. Let's turn it up to cartoon level and move from there. Nathan Frazier doesn't sound like that. My Nathan Frazier does, and that's why we do it.
Your Rey Mysterio does, and therefore we cannot do it.
Yeah, that's actually accurate and unfortunate. There we go. You have one here.
Oh,
You've got one. Yes, you do. It's really Brian wants Tiffany Stratton singing Christmas rapping by the waitresses.
I actually never knew that was the name of this song, but I know the song very well.
Mm-hmm.
Bah humbug. No, that's too strong because it's my favorite holiday. Curses these ads. Apologies.
These ads.
Bah humbug. No, that's too strong because it's my favorite holiday. But all this year has been a busy blur. Don't think I have the energy to add to my already mad rush just because it's 'tis the season. The perfect gift for me would be completions and connections left from last year's ski shop. Encounter most interesting. Had his number, but never the time. Most of 81 passed along those lines. So deck those halls, trim those trees, raise up cups of Christmas cheer. I need to catch my breath. Christmas by myself this year. Toodles.
Oh my God, we didn't mention this thing on the review of the show because it wasn't in the rundown. Thanks a lot, Luis.
Yeah, Luis. What were you chasing down 100 puns?
I know the 69. The moment where Odyssey Jones and Malik and Idris Enofe walk out the door and are like, hey, The Rock's daughter, do you want to come party with us? And Ava Rain's like, you're pathetic. Why do you even want to be? Everything you're trying for is very fleeting. It's very stupid that you want to do this. And they're talking to her, right? They're looking right at her, right? They're saying, come on. I mean, listen, it's not that big a deal. We just want to go out and have some fun. If you don't want to come with us, that's fine. And oh my God, where did all of your friends come from? Walking directly up from behind her where they could not have missed them. They had to have been walking from several feet behind her. I think it was like Edris Enofe can only see things that are no further than 5 feet from him. But then they're going to be a 6-man tag next week, and they released a graphic for it. And I don't know if you saw this.
Linda, she can't see anything that's not directly in front of her, so she has to get her glasses, and then
that's right. There
the
you
whole
go.
thing.
I don't know if you saw this graphic. What the hell is up with Joe Gacy's neck and head placement on this obviously heavily photoshopped graphic? Why is he part giraffe?
What?
How did this pass? You can't like shift his head a little to the left and down? Why is that?
I wish I could go over it. What? It looks like somebody else's body with his head, and
But
even his head was.
It's his body.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like It looks like they took his head and was like, "You're 80% of fullness," and the rest of his body stayed the same.
Malachi Gacy.
I felt like it was like a little Braun Strowman.
Did you guys talk about how the Celebrate the New Year is actually a debut? No, I think we both thought it was still Tiffany Stratton re-debuting, but I guess maybe not.
Oh yeah, no, I
didn't hear about that. All I know is that countdown to the new year, January 10th.
Yeah, and by the way,
yep,
my beloved SGS, stay posted because. Maybe we're going to have a January 10th New Year's special that is separate from Tuesday nights. Maybe we're going to have the SGS Awards. Huh?
Yeah.
With things like Best Impression and Feud of the Year, looking at you, Matthew Plus. Like, we're going to do SGS-specific awards. Not about wrestling, about the SGS.
About us. Because we're nothing if not self-centered.
How many times have I got pulled my damn
I don't
headphones
know.
out of my
maybe
ears?
you need to get these things out.
I have them, but they're so annoying. This is a bad example, but they're not good for the bangs, Alex.
No, I totally understand. It happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
So here we go. 2 more. Tom LaValle wants Fairy Tale of New York sung by Finn Balor. Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues.
That's a wrong choice.
It was Christmas Eve, babe, in the drunk tank. An old man said to me, "Won't say another one." And then he sang a song, "The Rare Old Mountain Dew." I told my face away and dreamed about you. Got an unlucky one, came in 18-1. I got a feeling about this year's for me and you. So happy Christmas. I love you, baby. I can see a better time when all our dreams come true. It's a bad Father Christmas. I don't know. Okay, the last one apparently is one for Scripps.
Oh, do you have a Scripps impression?
I don't know. Like it's weird. Apparently he just shows up whenever he wants, and I don't control it.
Yeah, so I don't even know if I'd want to do a Scripps impression if I were you. I just didn't know if you had one because he just shows up.
I don't know. No, I don't. He just shows up, and I can't really like conjure him. He just comes on whenever he wants. Sure. So thanks for that. I want. Here we go. Sorry. So somebody's requested me to sing a song. Jake Salazar. Thanks, Jake. He wants me to sing "Funky Town" by Lips Incorporated, which is great. Okay, here we go.
Thanks for that. Was great. Scripps. Before you dive in, did your casual Scripps now? You took off the festive wear.
Yeah, Matt, it is hot in there. I've been wearing that for 3 days straight. It's terrible.
Oh, were you a mascot or you're just committed to the game?
I'm just committed to being all festive.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 72 grandchildren, and so they were all over. We were exchanging gifts a little early for the holidays this year, so I could only see so many of them at a time. 24 of them at a time. So.
Right. That makes sense. Well, to be honest, I think Funky Town's a conspiracy, But
of course.
I'll let you take it away.
Yep. All right, here we go. Okay. Thank you. All right. It is a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy like flat Earth or round Mars. Got to make a move to a town that's right for me. Town to keep me moving, keep me grooving with some energy. Well, I talk about it, talk about moving. Got to move on. Won't you take me to Funky Town? 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 There's a lot of repeat here. Won't you take me to Funky Town? Won't you take me to Funky Town? Won't you take me to Funky Town? Gotta make a move to a town that's right for me. Well, what I talk about, that's all you're doing is talking about it. Listen, I say less talk, more action. Let's get some people in office now who are going to make things better for everybody. And by that, it's me. I'm Scripps for President 2024.
Scripps, do you think Funky Town is on round Mars?
No, everybody seems to think that all the planets are round. Mars is a perfect hexagon. So,
I always thought maybe more of a parabola or a trapezoid.
No.
A hexagon. It's like a TNA ring.
AJ Styles could not be more full of it. The Earth is not flat, but Mars is a hexagon.
Got it. That tracks.
I've seen the files in the CIA. So, yep.
So we've learned that you have files proving that Mars is a hexagon, and you're fighting Roxanne Perez at Vengeance Day.
That's right.
This has been a big day for us, to be honest. Like, it's a great way to kind of close out the year.
I like big butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny when a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. Want to pull up tough because you notice that butt was stuffed deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. Oh, baby, I want to get with you and take your picture. My homeboys tried to warn me, but that butt you've got making me so horny. Now, that's just a conspiracy theory, though. The baby's gotten back.
Because it's a round butt, just like round Mars, right?
That's right. That's a conspiracy theory, like Area 51 or Vicinity 62. So all of them, it's not a thing that we can do. So anyway, I gotta go though, because I got something on the stove over there. So I'm gonna go and make sure I don't burn down my house. So anyway,
okay.
I'll
enjoy
talk
seeing
to you
the
later.
Other 50 or so grandkids.
That's right. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Damn it, Jesse Ventura! Stop hacking my computer.
Oh, you missed so much. Did you know that Mars is a hexagon?
It is?
Yeah, no, I thought it was round, but it's a conspiracy theory.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's got the files and everything.
I don't know. You'll have to ask him. Yeah.
I'm gonna guess no. Just something in my gut tells me that it won't be such a recurring exclusive on Wednesday nights.
Yep. I also agree. Anyway, we done with the show? Hey, so that's it. This is the thing that we do, and we're gonna apparently have awards handed out for ridiculousness. Remember, 2022, the full year, is the entire year of Linda. Linda appeared for the first time on day one. So what a year it's been for the SGS.
Truly.
Anyway.
Well.
What else you got going on?
Well, I'm gonna be on the Mark Order podcast tomorrow. Follow at Mark Order Pod for that. Thursday, I don't have a wrestling podcast, but I am going to be digging into the Mars is a hexagon situation for my own research.
Good.
Like Lacey Evans, I like to do my own research. And Friday, I'll be doing the AEW Rampage and SmackDown post show on Fightful YouTube. And then Saturday's Christmas Eve, Alex. So I'm going to be celebrating. And then Christmas Day is on Sunday. So those are all the things I'll be doing.
Wonderful. Nicholas Starhart had a missing pun. We found it.
What is it?
Big Tree Langston.
Oh, that's fantastic. I think we might have got that one, but it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's good.
So respect.
Good. You can find me tomorrow night at the mercy of SRS. Seeing what's happening with AEW. And some points, a few times in the next week or so, I'll be streaming on my YouTube channel. Subscribe over there, Alex Sour Graps. For me playing the Red Dead Redemption 2. It's people are really liking the streams over there. So Kate is in the chat if you want to hang out with Kate and chat. Chat with Kate or Cat with Chate. I'm not really sure which one.
Cat puns next week. Yep.
Wonderful. Yeah. So we'll figure out what's going on there. But everybody, thank you. And if we don't see you again, on Friday I'll be doing the Sour Graps on the thing, talking about the stuff. But if we don't see you again before the Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And happy holidays, and just happy everything. And we'll see you all later. We'll see you for New Year, which of course we know is January 10th. So
happy everything sucks.
Mm-hmm. Keep cool, gabagools.